Good afternoon and welcome to Scud Live. I'm Karen Doradea and here's what's making news now. Toronto police have identified the victim of a fatal daylight shooting in Etobicoke on Saturday evening. 31-year-old Dwayne Anthony Vidal was shot in Mount Olive Drive and Kipling Avenue area around 6 p.m. on Saturday. Vidal later died in the hospital. Police described the suspect as a black male about 5'9" to 6 foot. He was wearing a black hoodie and his face was covered. Police are asking anyone with information about the shooting to contact police at 416-808-7400. 3 people have been rushed to the hospital after a 2-alarm fire broke out in North York. The fire broke out on the 20th floor of a residential high-rise on Forest Laneway in the area of Yonge and Shepherd shortly after 6 this morning. 2 people have life-threatening injuries, while another is in serious condition. Doug Ford is the new leader of the Provincial Conservative Party. After a close race between Ford and Christine Elliott, the party calls Ford the definitive winner. An issue arose after election results showed Elliott won the popular vote, including 64 ridings compared to Ford winning 60 on the third ballot. Elliott lost the race because of a point system. Elliott had refused to concede to Ford on Saturday night after the voting results came in. It was claimed that serious irregularities marred the process. After a review of the results, Elliott met with Ford and announced she'd accept the outcome. Elliott sent out a tweet on Sunday saying, "I'm in to unite and defeat Kathleen Wynne." Now we send it off to Rob with local sports news.
Thanks, Karen. The Humber Hawks women's volleyball team fell short of a CCAA bronze medal on Saturday against the Lakeland College Rustlers from Alberta. The Rustlers shut out the Hawks in 3 straight sets, 25-15, 25-20, and 25-16. Brianna Golding led the charge for Humber with 9 points. Breen Coleman earned her 2nd ever Player of the Game. Both ladies have earned a spot on the Championship All-Star team. For the Rustlers, 3 ladies tallied up double-digit points, led by Shelby Becker with 14. It was an extraordinary effort from Humber, finishing off the tournament 2-2, and an overall record on the year of 24-2. Over to University Sports, the number 2 seed Calgary Dinos topped the number 5 seed Ryerson Rams 79-77 in the U men's basketball title in Halifax. David Kapinga led the way for the Dinos at 25 points. Lars Schluter contributed 18 points. The Rams fought back from a 12-point deficit in the game to lead by 3 in the 4th quarter. Manny DeRessa posted a game-high 28 points from the Rams, 24 of them in the second half. This is the first time in the past 8 years that anyone other than the Carleton Ravens won the WP McGee Trophy. The Rams have won the past 13 out of 15 titles. The only teams to win were the Brock Badgers in 2007, 2008, and the Saskatchewan Huskies in 2009-2010. The other Dino in the country was active yesterday. The Toronto Raptors trounced the New York Knicks 132-106 in the Big Apple. Not only does the scoreline rhyme with the opposition, the Raptors are in a rhythm as of late, winning their 8th straight game and clinching a playoff berth. Jonas Valanciunas led the way with 17 points, Kyle Lowry had 16, and Serge Ibaka with 14. Tim Hardaway Jr. led the Knicks with a game-high 25. But how about the bench? The second unit scored 69 points along with 32 assists on the day. As of March the 2nd, the bench were the most productive 5-man lineup out of the 95 lineups in the league that have played over 100 minutes. The Raps improved their road record to 21-12, and they take on the Brooklyn Nets tomorrow night at the Barclays Center. Check out more on the Raptors on skedline.com from Greg Fillion. Over the weekend, the Toronto Maple Leafs earned their franchise record 10th straight home win, defeating the Pittsburgh Penguins 5-2. The last time the Leafs lost on home ice was against the Colorado Avalanche, January 22nd. The Leafs held a 4-0 lead heading into the third period thanks to 2 goals from Nazem Kadri and 1 from Mitch Marner and Kasperi Kapanen. It took the Penguins 56 minutes and 24 seconds to finally beat Freddie Anderson. Sidney Crosby, the goal scorer, and Patrick Hornqvist followed. The other Patrick, in blue and white, scored an empty net to seal the game. The Leafs look to earn their 11th straight home win against the Dallas Stars on Wednesday. Forecast looks like the Leafs are going to win, but for now, let's check out the weather in the city today. 34-year-old Canadian Kurt Otway earned gold in the Super G, clocking a time of 1 minute 25 seconds, .83, for his first ever medal at the Paralympics in Pyeongchang. Otway began skiing since the age of 5. He suffered a spinal cord injury on a university field trip in Utah in 2007. Once he saw the Paralympic Games in 2010, he decided to turn things around. Otway said, "It's hard to explain how I feel right now. Saturday's downhill was a big disappointment for me. Coming back and winning the Super G is the best feeling ever. I went from feeling super low to feeling super high. It's amazing." For the women, Calgary's Elena Ramsey earned bronze in the standing Super G skiing. Canada has 6 medals so far in 2 days. In 2014 in Sochi, Canadians brought home 16 of them. Can they do it again? Sticking with skiing, Paralympian Brian McKeever earns his 11th gold medal in the Games. The 38-year-old from Canmore, Alberta went on to win his 3rd straight medal in 20-kilometer visually impaired cross-country skiing. The Canadian flag bearer now has 14 medals in total. He now holds more than Lana Spreeman, who won 13 medals in 5 appearances. McKeever will look to win another medal on Wednesday in the 1.5-kilometer sprint. Canada defeats Italy 10-0 in their second sledge hockey game of the tournament. In their first match of the Games, Canada defeated Sweden 17-0. Safe to say this is going very well thus far. Ben Delaney nodded home a hat-trick with 2 short-handed goals and an assist against Italy. 17-year-old James Dunn contributed 2 goals to the score sheet, one of them being a short-handed as well. Dunn's teammate Tyler McGregor had high praise for the youngster. He said he's a young guy, but it's amazing because one of the best parts of his game is his composure. We saw that with both of his goals tonight. Both Dunn and McGregor are cancer survivors. McGregor has over 100 goals now for the national team. Now back over to Karen for more news.
Thanks, Rob. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau starts off his tour of aluminum and steel factories today, starting in Quebec's Saguenay region. Trudeau will meet with bosses and union leaders at a Rio Tinto aluminum factory in Jonquière, Quebec. Hamilton, Sault Ste. Marie, and Regina are among the stops the Prime Minister will make in the tour. A spokeswoman for PMO says Trudeau wants to show support for the workers after U.S. President Donald Trump placed steel and aluminum tariffs on the rest of the world except for Canada and Mexico. Canada is the largest provider of steel and aluminum for the U.S., with about 85% of Canadian exports being directed to the country. CBC is reporting 4 female prison guards have filed a civil lawsuit against an Edmonton prison for sexual assault. The $43.4 million lawsuit has been filed against the Correctional Services of Canada and the Union of Canadian Correctional Officers. CBC reports the 45-page statement states the prison is a workplace rife with discrimination, harassment, bullying, abuse of authority, and sexual assault. CBC reports the claim states 6 employees, correctional officers, and managers have been terminated as a result of the independent investigators' findings and disciplinary hearings. Up until now, no criminal charges have been laid as a result of those findings. However, the police investigation is still ongoing, according to an Edmonton police spokesperson. The allegations consist of constant harassment, waterboarding, and sexual abuse. 5 people have died in a New York City helicopter crash, leaving the pilot as the sole survivor. According to investigators, the pilot said one of the passengers' bags may have hit the emergency fuel shutoff button. The Federal Aviation Administration said the helicopter went down in the East River near Roosevelt Island at around 7 p.m. A police source identified the pilot as a 33-year-old Richard Vance. This is the company Liberty Helicopter's 3rd crash in 11 years. Now we're back to Rob for the rest of today's sports.
Thanks, Karen. In the HSBC Canada Sevens rugby tournament in Vancouver, Fiji defeat Kenya in the final 31-12. Fiji have been impressive this year, finishing 3rd in Las Vegas last week and won the tournament in Hamilton, New Zealand in February. South Africa won the bronze medal, defeating the United States 29-7. For Canada, it was the worst ever finish in a rugby tournament. In their 25-15 loss to Samoa, the Canadians blew a 10-0 lead, leaving them with a 14th place finish. Head coach Damien McGrath said, "That's probably the story of our year so far. We mixed the sublime with the ridiculous." The next tournament will be held in Hong Kong from April 6 to 8. This is the biggest tournament of the year. The March Madness bracket was released yesterday by the NCAA. Virginia enters the tournament with the best overall record with 31-2, followed by Villanova at 30-4. Both of these teams are ranked the favorites at 6-1. Other number 1 seeds include Xavier and Kansas, Duke and North Carolina, who are notable teams and one of the biggest rivalries in the country, are both ranked number 2 seeds. The tournament begins at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday. The Oklahoma Sooners take on the Rhode Island Rams. And don't forget to place your bets. According to betfirm.com, Americans risk $3 billion annually on the tournament. In the Valspar Championship this weekend, Paul Casey comes away with the victory at 10 under to win his 2nd PGA Tour event. His last victory came in the 2009 Houston Open. Casey had to shrug off Patrick Reed and Tiger Woods in the end. Both men finished with 9 under par. It was another great performance from Tiger, shooting 1 under in the final day. He is slowly returning to his former self on the course. According to BBC Sport, Tiger's brilliance led to 3rd round television ratings at 181%, their 3rd highest golf Saturday ratings in years. Woods will participate in the Arnold Palmer Invitational at Bay Hill Club and Lodge in Orlando from March 15th to the 18th. Tiger is also to be named President's Cup captain for the 2019 tournament in Australia. That's all for your sports news. Now over to Connor to what's trending on Twitter today.
Thanks, Rob. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Nope, it's the world's new favourite hero, T-shirt man. The unnamed man seems to be enjoying himself at the Rugby Sevens tournament in Vancouver over the weekend and has since gone viral. The tournament itself was a success, with Canada's Nathan Hirayama as the top point scorer, whilst free-scoring Fiji beat Kenya in the final. No one likes feeling sleep deprived, so why not take advantage of National Napping Day? Created by Boston University Professor William Anthony as a way to promote sleep health. Why is it today? Well, apparently, everyone becomes more nap-ready after losing an hour of sleep to daylight saving time. Because, let's face it, who doesn't want to be sleeping like a puppy? And brace yourselves, Beyonce and Jay-Z are to tour together once more. The aptly named On The Run Tour 2 will take place later this year, with the tour starting in Cardiff, Wales on June 6th and ending in Vancouver on October 2nd. Now back to Karen with the rest of the news.
Thanks, Connor, for the special segment on Twitter Trends. In other news, 49 people are dead after a plane crash at Nepal's Kathmandu airport. The plane approached the runway from the wrong direction while landing at the airport on Monday. Flight BS-211 was flying from Dhaka, Bangladesh, when it crashed and burned into flames. There were 71 passengers, including the crew, on the scene. 40 bodies were recovered, 9 died in the hospital, and 22 survivors are receiving treatment. At least 16 people were killed in Rwanda when lightning struck a Seventh-day Adventist church, according to a provincial governor. 140 people were left injured and rushed to a nearby hospital. 2 are in serious condition and 17 are still in the hospital. The rest have been discharged. This incident comes less than 2 weeks after the closure of more than 700 Rwandan churches due to the failure to comply with building regulations and for noise pollution. Bringing it back to local news, Humber Ignite elections start today. Students are able to vote down at the second floor of the L building or the AB building. Voting week starts from March 12th to March 16th. Winners will be announced Friday, March 16th at 5 p.m. For entertainment news, check out our website, skedline.com. I'm Karen Doradea. Bye for now.